Want to get it that close. All right, got interrupted, wasted what? 2 minutes, a minute and a half of airtime. Welcome. So you can flip through it to 140. This is when we start. Let's look at the stats on Cologne. And this is our replay for the 2015, our second replay 2.0. And let's quickly look and I'll go over them. Let's see now. 26 starts, and the replays, he's 8-12, and actually he was 11-11. Replay is 3.88. Actually, he was 4.65 at this point. This is the last game in July. He's given up in the replay 155 hits versus 177 in reality. Innings are almost the same. We manipulate that to try to keep it the same. Then the walks is 13 in replay, 20 in reality. He ends the year with 24, by the way. He still has about 7 starts to go. Strikes out 95 in the replay and 116 in reality. He's given up 16 homers in the replay and 22 in reality up to this point. So that's where we're at. Start number 27 today. So this is the stats after 26 starts. And I'm going to get started. We're playing the Phillies. And it's going to be Cologne on the mound. And that's a 10. That's tough against Odubel Herrera, the lefty. And that's a 77. A tough 77 takes us to the out range. And that's going to be a fly ball to center, one away. Cespedes is playing center field for the Mets. He puts that one away. Cesar Hernandez, the switch hitter. And that's wheelhouse. Wheelhouse versus a righty, 73. That takes us to the out range. And that's going to be a grounder to short. Flores throws out Hernandez. And it's Aaron Altair. That's a 6. That's in play, 0-8. In play, 0-8. That's lined into the gap. And hustling around first, going into second with a stand-up double, is Aaron Altair. So he hits a double with 2 outs. He's on second base. Ryan Howard, a 12 in play, and it's a in play 64. Takes us to a grounder to short for out number 3. Flores throws him out. And the Phils leave one man on. And no score going to the bottom of the first. It's going to be Jared Eichhoff against Granderson, Cespedes, and Murphy, Daniel Murphy, the Murph. And Eichhoff was he started 8 games, 2 of which were against the Mets. He had a 2.65 ERA with a 3-3 record in 2015. All right, it's a 5 in play. See if, all right, looks like Granderson parlayed this in play into a line drive base hit single for Granderson. We're going to try to see if he steals. And no, he does not. Okay, so here goes. The next batter is Cespedes, 11. That's tough. And that's a 13. A tough 13 is a strikeout. So Cespedes down on strikes. 10, that's patient. Murphy, that's a 98. A patient 98 takes us to a fly ball to right. Francoeur. Jeff Francoeur, remember him? He's a wily veteran that I don't know if he's still in baseball at this point. And it's David right now. He's back in the lineup after a long absence. Comes back in 2015 towards the end of the season and plays a little bit in the World Series, I believe. 7 tough. Tough is 52, a tough 52, and that's going to be a base hit single. We're going to take the fast action card, and we look there, and it says runner advances 2 bases. Single runner to third. And let's see. It's going to be Kelly Johnson, left-handed batting, versatile type infielder, outfielder. Jack of all trades, 6, tough. Tough 43, tough 43, that's a strikeout. So Johnson down on strikes. So the Mets strand 2 in that situation there. And we go to the top of the second. Cologne, we are at Citi Field, Flushing, Queens, New York. Broadcasting from San Antonio, Texas. Tough. Herrera. Oh, wait a second. Herrera batted. It's Frank Core who should be batting right now. 71, so it's a tough 71. That's going to be a grounder to second. Kelly Johnson throws up Frank Core, 1 away. 7, that's in play for Andres Blanco. He's a third baseman. Andres Blanco batting from the left side. He's a switch hitter, 32, so it's a 7 in play, 32, and that's going to be a line drive base hit single for Andres Blanco. He's on at first. Let's see if he tries to steal, and no, will not try to steal. Cameron Rupp, it's a 6, that's in play. It's an 18, in play 18. It's going to be a grounder up the middle, center field for a base hit, and that's going to send Blanco to third. So first and third now. First and third, and only 1 out. So Rupp singles. Rupp's at first, Blanco's at third. Freddie Galvis, the 8th place hitter, shortstop, plays for the Padres now. 8. That's a ballpark. And that's a 99, a ballpark 99 from a lefty. That's going to be in play. So we're looking for 1 to 33 for a hit, and that's going to be a 26. And that is going to be a hit. It's going to be a single, so the long single into the gap in center field. Runner on first advances 1 base, and 1 scores, so the Phillies are up by a score of 1-0 here against Cologne. And we're going to bunt Eichhoff. We're going to use the fast action cards to bunt, and Eichhoff is a debunter, and they get the lead runner, so that's going to be it looks like he bunts it to third base, and they had the wheel play on, and Flores beats Cameron Rupp, the catcher, to third base, puts down the tag. So it's going to be a 5, a fielder's choice, force out, 5 to 6. Runner third is out. It's forced out, basically. And everybody else is there. Eichhoff is at first. Galvis is at second. And it's going to be Odubel Herrera. That's a 7 again in play. That's all we've been rolling. 55 and in play 55 takes us to the out range, and that's going to be lined and caught by Wilmer Flores at short. But the Phils do pick up a run here in the top of the second. They lead at 1-0 with the Mets coming to bat. It's going to be Darno, Conforto, and Flores. Darno, Conforto, and Flores. Eichhoff the pitch. It's ballpark 77. That's going to be in play 48. Takes us to the out range, and that's going to be a grounder to third. Andres Blanco up with it across to Howard, 1 away. It's a 6. That's tough. Michael Conforto, 45. A tough 45 is a line drive into the alley, center field, and Conforto is going to make it to second with a double. So a 1-out double by Michael Conforto. He joined the Mets in the latter part of the season. He had 174 at-bats in 2015. So Wilmer Flores now, he's a right-handed batter, steps into the box, and Eichhoff, 1 away, 7, that's tough. And that's an 85, a tough 85 is a grounder to short. Looks Conforto back to second. And 2 outs. And then it's Colon. 11, tough, 0-0. That's going to be an unusual play. Let's see what we get out of this one. 0-0, we're going to roll here. And that's a 9. It asks me, pitcher develops a minor injury and must be removed from the game. Relief pitcher misses next 2 games. Starting pitcher, you know what? I play the actual lineups, and so I don't really play this sort of thing with the injuries because I use Baseball Reference for the actual lineups. So I kind of ignore the injuries. So we're going to get another opportunity. He seems to be all right. He's going to stay in the game. They'll do some tests afterwards. 11 again, tough. And it's a 0-8, a tough 0-8 is a strikeout. So Colon goes down swinging. It's going to be Cesar Hernandez, 1-0 in the top of the 3rd. Here's the pitch from Colon. It's an 8, ballpark, a 0-3. Ballpark 0-3 is a wheelhouse. And it's a 13, a wheelhouse 13 is a base hit, ground ball up the middle and through into center field. So Cesar Hernandez, we're going to see if he steals. And he does not. All right, so Altair, a 4, that's patient. And that's a 19, a patient 19 is a base on balls. First and second, nobody out. Ryan Howard, 7 in play. We need a double play here. A 47, an in play 47. And that's not going to do it. He lifts a high pop to left field. In comes Conforto for the out. 1 away now. Swinging for those fences. And Jeff Francoeur batted .264 against righties. Held his own. 10 home runs. That's a 3. That's tough. Looking for the double play to get him out of this. 40. Tough 40. And that's going to be a strikeout. So Francoeur down on strikes for out number 2. Runners on first and second. 2 out. Andres Blanco. Blanco singled in his first at bat. He's 1 for 1. That's a 6. That's in play. And that's a 69. And in play 69 is a grounder to 4. Kelly Johnson steps on the bag. And the Mets get out of that situation. It's going to be Granderson now. The Mets have 3 hits today. All right, let's go. Let's say 3. That's defense. We're going to pull a defensive fast action card. Error third base. We're going to see a 24, so it could be an error on Blanco. Let's see what Blanco is. Blanco is a error third base 3. So we rolled a 24. That's going to be an error. Let's see what kind of error it is by pulling another card. Infield, 2 bases. 2-base error. So Blanco throws over the head of Howard, and Francoeur runs it down. By the time he gets it in, Granderson made it to second base. So an E5, and that's going to put Granderson at second base. All right, so the Mets have something, the tying run at second right now. It's going to be Cespedes. That's a 7, tough, and a 19, a tough 19 is a strikeout. The second time Cespedes goes down swinging. Murph, hard to strike out, 11, tough. That's going to be 35, a tough 35. Oh, just misses being a base hit. And it's going to be a line drive caught by Freddie Galvis. Two out now. And it's David Wright. And it's a 9, patient. A patient 60. And that's going to be a base hit. And with 2 outs, Granderson on the move. He's going to score. The game is tied. So David Wright comes through and ties the game. See if Wright is going to steal. No, does not. Okay, so it's Kelly Johnson. And that's a 9. That's patient. And that's a 21. A patient 21 is a base on balls. So that's a walk. Johnson manages a 2-out walk here, and it's Travis d'Arnaud. Good power. It's a 3 defense. An error third base again. So Blanco 82, and that's not going to be an error. That's going to be an out. So Blanco gets a grounder, and he steps on the bag for the force. And the Phillies are out of the inning. But the Mets tied up. Scores 1-1. Go to the top of the 4th. Bartolo Colon are using payoff pitch. Here's the pitch. It's a in play, ball in play 18, and that's going to be a single for Rupp. So Rupp is 2 for 2 now. Galvis, switch hitter. That's a 6. That's in play. Oop. And that's going to be 45. An in play 45 is going to take us to line drive. Caught by Johnson at second base. So hitting the ball on the nose is just not finding any holes. And now we're going to bunt again. It's Eichhoff. It's a debunter. And a debunter sacrifice hit. So that's a successful sacrifice. It's going to be a 1-4. No, a 5-4, excuse me. 5-4. Second baseman's covering first. So a double is up. And a double is 0 for 2. He's flied out and lined out. And here's the pitch. It's an 8. Ballpark 14. And that's going to be wheelhouse. Wheelhouse. It's going to be trouble. 50. Oh, right outside the hit range. And it's a grounder to first. Danny Murphy playing first for the Mets today. And that's out number 3. All right, so the Mets are coming up here in the bottom of the 4th. It's a 1-1 game. Colon's 27th start. 6. Oh, 6 is going to be tough. A tough 20, and that's a strikeout. So Conforto strikes out. 1 away. Eichhoff, 9. Patient, 69. A patient 69 is a grounder. Second, Cesar Hernandez. Flips to the first base, Ryan. And that's 2 away. And now it's Colon again. It's a second at bat. It's a 4. It's a ballpark, 45. That's going to be in play. In play 69. That's going to be an out for sure. 69 is a ground. Nope, actually it's a pop-up. No, I'm sorry. It's a line drive to second base. Weak line drive caught by Hernandez at second. Go to the top of the 5th. The game is moving along. Colon is on the mound for the Mets. Start number 27. And that's a 5. That's a tough. Hernandez, a 91. A tough 91 is a grounder second. Kelly Johnson flips over to Murphy, playing first base today. 1 away. Pitch is a 5. That's tough to Aaron Altair. Altair is 1 for 1. 43, he walked. 43, a tough 43, and that's going to be a strikeout. Altair goes down swinging. 2 away. And that's a 7 in play for Ryan Howard, and that's a 0-6. A 0-6 in play is going to be a ball that's stroked into the gap, and chasing it down is Cespedes. Into second is going to be Ryan Howard with a double. That's the 7th hit for the Phillies today. 7th hit for the Phillies today, and that's going to be 12, 48, 48, and 48, 70, 48. That's going to be about 80 some odd pitches for Bartolo. So there's action in the Met bullpen for sure. And it's Jeff Francoeur. 2 outs, runner on second, Howard. And Jeff Francoeur, the batter, that's a 10. That's tough. And that's a 51, a tough 51. It's going to be a base hit. And runner on second is going to score. So the Phils take the lead on the Francoeur single. And with 2 outs, Colon got 2 quick outs, but then it was a double by Ryan Howard and a single by Jeff Francoeur. And the Mets, then Colon are down 2-1. Here's Andres Blanco. That's wheelhouse. That's 0-1. That's a deep drive center field. Cespedes goes back to the track, looks up. That's out of here. Andres Blanco, 2-run home run. Wheelhouse on Bartolo, and that's a 0-1 for his right-handed pitchers. He's got 1-18 home run power. He hit 4 home runs and 147 at bats. So that's going to be it for the Big Sexy, having a hard time here in the top of the 5th with 2 outs and nobody on, and Cameron Rupp, who's 2 for 2. You know what? The coach is gonna let him in. He's gonna let him stay in. One more batter. See if he can get the 3rd out of the inning. It's an 11 defense. It's a shortstop error. Let's see if this is gonna be an error. A 30 could be an error. Wilmer Flores, not a very slick fielding type of guy. He's a 2. We rolled a 35, a 235, and that's gonna be an E6. What type of E is it? It's going to be a single, and then an error on a throw, I guess. It was a tough ball to handle. Wilmer got to it, but then on the throw, ball skipped away from Murphy at first, who's really not a real Gold Glove type first baseman. So it's going to be a single for Rupp, his 3rd hit of the day, and then Rupp goes to second on the error on Flores. And it's coming apart for the Mets here. Freddie Galvis. And that's going to be it. I'm going to have to bring in Tyler Clippard. See if Clippard is going to face Galvis. So Colon gets pulled. And we're going to have to see if we're going to have to make a double switch. We're going to see if we have to make a double switch by going back a little bit and looking at the last batter for the Mets. No, Colon was the last batter. They actually let him bat in that bottom of the 4th. The Phillies have picked up 3 runs here in the top of the 5th, and they lead it 4-1. And Colon has been driven from the game. And Rupp is standing at second base. There's 2 outs, and it's Freddie Galvis. Tyler Clippard is on the mound. Journeyman type of reliever, has been everywhere. 5, that's tough. And that's a 0-5, a tough 0-5, and that's a strikeout. So Clippard gets the 3rd out of what seemed like an inning that would never end. And now it's up to the Mets to try to prevent Colon from taking his 13th loss of the year against Eichhoff, who's doing a stand-up job. Has allowed only 4 hits so far. All right, that's a 4 ballpark, a 57 from a lefty. That's going to be Wheelhouse, and that's a 49. That's going to be a base hit for Granderson. So Granderson on with a single, see if he steals, and no, he does not. Okay, so that's a 9 now. Patient, Cespedes, a 67, a Patient 67. It's going to be ground ball to second base, and it's going to be a force. Throw to first, not in time. It's a 4-6, force out. So Cespedes is on at first. That's a 10 Patient, a 60, Patient 60. And that's going to be a ground that is short. Again, Freddie Galvis to Hernandez, back to first, not in time. So again, another fielder's choice, 6-4 this time. And now it's Murph on at first with 2 outs. And it's David Wright. That's a 7. That's a tough 63. And it's going to be a grounder to second. Cesar Hernandez up with it. Flips to Ryan at first. Out number 3. So after the leadoff single, let's go down in order. It's going to be Eichhoff here in the top of the 6th inning against Tyler Clippard. Eichhoff. Say 6. That's going to be Patient. A Patient 0-8. Eichhoff is a 5 batter. Patient 0-8 is going to be a base on ball. So the pitcher takes the walk. Herrera 7. Tough 80. Tough 80 is a fly ball center field. Clipper to Hernandez ballpark. That's a 42 batting from the left side. That's going to be wheelhouse. And that's going to be a 17. A wheelhouse 17 is a runner, soft blooper into short right. And runner advances 2 bases. So Eichhoff hustles all the way to third. And it's Aaron Altair now, who's 1 for 2 on the day. First and third. Mets are looking for a double play. So the Mets are going to play the corners in and the middle of the infield back. Flores and Johnson are back. And that's going to be defense. See what happens with that. It's an error third base. And 54, error third base, so it's going to be right of third. That's a 3. So he's a 3, and we rolled a 54. That's going to be an out. And so it's a ground ball out with the infield in. So we got to look at the infield in chart. And we rolled a 2. I'm trying to figure out this. All right, runner holes. 5-3 runner holes. Other runner goes to second. So it's a ground ball. 5-3. He holds there. And Hernandez to second. So now second and third with Ryan Howard up. And you know what? The Mets are going to bring in a lefty to face Howard. It's going to be a kid named Flaherty. He's been pitching lately. I'm going to bring him in just because he's a lefty and have some fun with that. I don't know. Not really all that great a pitcher, but there we go. All right, so we're going to bring in Flaherty, a lefty versus lefty. We're going to look on the lefty column, and that's a 6 in play. So we're looking here, and that's a 10, an in play 10. That's going to be a base hit single. Runner on second scores, a 2-run single for Ryan Howard. Just rolled over. Was almost an out. And Ryan Howard picks up 2 RBIs and makes the lead 6-1 now. And it's going to be Flaherty against Francoeur, and that's a 3 patient. It's a 91, a patient 91. It's going to be in the out range. That's going to be a ground to short. And Flores flips to Johnson for the force. But the Phillies pick up 2 more runs with 2 outs, and they lead at 6-1 now. Kelly Johnson against Eichhoff. Here in the bottom of the 6th, it's 3 defense. That's an 86. That's not going to be any range 86. Nah, it's going to be a grounder to the second baseman. Hernandez up with it. 1 away. Travis d'Arnaud, he's 0 for 2. 8 tough. 29. A tough 29 is a strikeout. And it's come forward by 4 ballpark. Lefty at 86. That's going to be in play. And a 65. And in play 65. That's a grounded short. Galvis throws him out. 3 up, 3 down for the Mets. We go to the top of the 7th. Phils. And Flaherty's is still in there. I'm going to give him another little bit of opportunity. 11 defense. And that says range right field. And that's a 17. And that's going to be a base hit. Let's see what kind of hit it is. It's going to be a outfield, a double. So it's going to go for a double. It drops in there. And Blanco hustles around first. Dives in head first into second. Throw is not in time. But Granderson did not get a good jump on that one. And Cameron Rupp, who is 3 for 3 on the day, going to bring in somebody else now for the Mets. It's going to be Carlos Torres. Carlos Torres, and we're gonna do a double switch because he's due up. The pitcher's due up, so we're gonna double switch this. We're gonna bring in Tejada for Flores. Tejada's gonna bat ninth. See how quickly I can do this. All right, Tejada comes in for Flores. He will bat ninth. 9, and it's gonna be Tejada. I gotta find him again now. Got a long list of players here. There you go. I try to use everybody. All right, so Tejada is batting ninth and playing shortstop now. And, oh, wait a second. Did I do the wrong thing? I did the wrong thing. Oh. All right, we're going to undo that. I'm going to undo that. Flores is going to stay in. We're going to bring in a left fielder because Conforto was the one who... Conforto was the one. And Conforto's playing what today? Conforto's playing left field. We're going to bring in Michael Kadire. All right, so Michael Kadire. He's going to replace Conforto. That's what we got to do. Got to do Kadire replaces Conforto in left. And then he's going to also, yeah, let's see. Okay, Kadire's in left, and he's batting ninth. Wow, I did those both of those simultaneously. And Carlos Torres is going to come in for Flaherty. And Torres is going to be batting seventh, where Conforto is batting. And that's Carlos Torres, the right-hander. All right, so Torres is going to face Rupp. Rupp is 3 for 3. See if he can get his fourth hit of the day. Right around second with nobody out. And that's a 9. That's a ballpark, so it's a good opportunity. 26. A 26 in ballpark is going to put Rupp in the wheelhouse. So 1 to 42 is going to be a hit. And that's going to be 0-5. That's a deep drive to center. Back goes Cespedes to the track, to the wall. Looks up. It's out of here. Cameron Rupp, his fourth hit of the game is a home run. A 2-run shot. There you go. What a day. Must be his birthday. All right, so now it's an 8-1 thrashing of the Mets here in the top of the 7th. And it's Freddie Galvis, 9, ballpark. 42, a ballpark 42 against, he's batting lefty, and that's going to be wheelhouse. So we're going to go wheelhouse here, and that's going to be 65. That's going to be the out range, and that's a pop-up to the right side. Danny Murphy calls for it. Out number 1. Eichhoff's going to bat, and that's a 10, patient 35. A patient 35 is a hit by pitch, so the pitcher is hit by the pitch. What? And both benches are going to be warned. What's going on with that? Carlos Torres lost it there for a second. That looked like it was on purpose. All right, Herrera, 5, tough, 21. A tough 21 is a strikeout. Cesar Hernandez, 2 outs now, 8-1 Phillies, top of the 7th. That's an 11 in play, and a 98, an in play 98 is a fly ball to right field. And that's out number 3. But again, the Phils pick up a deuce on a 2-run shot, the 4th hit of the game by Cameron Rupp, having the day of his life out here in Citi Field. And the Mets are going to bring up Flores, Kadire, and Granderson. All right, that's a 10. Patient, Flores, 33. Patient, 33 is a base hit up the middle. So Flores is on. Let's see what Flores has done today, just out of curiosity. If you click on his name using the iScore, it'll tell you day he's 1 for 3 on the day. All right, and now it's going to be Michael Kadire, and that's a 9. That's patient, and that's going to be 61. A patient 61 is a fly ball to right field. Granderson up, one away. That's a 4. Ballpark 85. That's going to be in play, and that's a 0-6. 0-6 against a right-hander is going to be a double. See what the card tells us happens here on the double. Advances 2 bases with 1 out. So they're going to hold Flores at third. Going to hold Flores at third. So second and third now with only 1 out. And Yoenis Cespedes is the batter. And that's a 7. That's a tough. And that's a 69. A tough 69. And that's going to be an outrange. It's a grounder to second base. The runner on third is a 7 or more. He'll score on that. And Flores is a 6, so he's going to hold. So it's a grounder 4-3, 2 outs. And it's Danny Murphy. And that's going to be an 8, tough. And a 69, a tough 69. And that's going to be a fly ball lifted to center field. Double, he's there, puts it away. We go to the top of the 8th now. 8-1 Phillies. It's a laugher. And it's going to be, let's see who's batting here. Aaron Altair. Aaron Altair is going to be batting against Carlos Torres. That's an 8, tough, an 87. A tough 87 is a fly ball to center. A 4, that's patient to Ryan Howard. Ryan Howard is 2 for 4 with a double and a single. And a 93, a patient 93, and that's a fly ball, deep right field. Back goes Granderson to the track and makes the catch. So Ryan gave it a ride. Jeff Francoeur, that's tough. And that's a 25, a tough 25, and that's a swing and a miss. Francoeur down on strikes. Go to the bottom of the 8th. Eichhoff is still in there. We're going to let him go one more inning. Actually, you know what? We're going to pull him. I'm going to pull Eichhoff for Luis Garcia. So Eichhoff gets pulled. Garcia comes in. You know, you got to pull these guys because nobody completes any games. You can see here, where was it? Eichhoff had 8 games, 8 starts, 2.65 ERA, complete games 0. So they all get pulled right away. So anyway, keep in line with modern baseball strategy. All right, Luis Garcia, 10, ballpark. David Wright, a 36. A ballpark 36 from a right-hander is going to be wheelhouse. So 1-47 is going to be a hit, 1-18 is a home run, and that's a 66. That's out of the range. 66 is going to be a grounder to second. Hernandez throws him out. Kelly Johnson, 4, defense. That's an 87. It's a potential error third base, but no, because it's too high. The roll is too high. It's an out no matter what. So it's going to be a ground ball, third base, 2 away. And now it's Travis d'Arnaud, who's 0 for 3. 6, that's tough. And a tough 50, that's a base hit. So d'Arnaud, a 2-out single. And now it's going to be Carlos Torres. We're going to bring up a pinch hitter. It's going to be Duda. Duda's going to come in there and pinch hit. Duda has good power. And then we're going to bring in Ansel Robles. All right. Here's the pitch to Duda from Luis Garcia. That's a 9. That's patient. And that's a 59. A patient 59 is a base on balls. So Duda walks. And it's Michael, no, I should have Wilmer Flores. I have Wilmer Flores. And Wilmer Flores is 1 for 3. and that's a 5, patient. That's a 26, a patient 26, and that's going to be a sharp liner into center field. Runner on second is going to score, and Lucas is going to, with 2 outs, is going to hustle over to third base. So it's an RBI single for Flores, and Duda hustles over to third. Runners on first and third now, scores 8-2. There's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Phillies up 8-2. Wilmer Flores with his second hit of the game. And it's going to be Michael Conforto. Oh, no, Michael Kadire. I don't know what happened to Michael Conforto. Oh, Conforto got pulled. That's what happened. All right. That's why he keeps on bouncing around. He's not supposed to come up. All right, Michael Kadire, who actually stayed in the game at left field, he's coming up. And that's a 3, patient. And that's a 23, a patient 23 is going to be a looping liner into right field. All runners going to score. So it's a 2-run double. It's going to be a 2-run double for Kadire, who's 2 for 2, coming in off the bench. And Kadire's in at second base with a 2-out double, scores 8-4 now. And it's Curtis Granderson, the lefty. Let's take a look and see if we have a lefty. Elvis Araujo is going to come in for the Phils. Araujo is going to face the lefty. The lefty hitting Granderson. So Kadire doubles, 2 RBIs with 2 outs, and it's going to be Granderson. Scores 8-4 now. And that's going to be a 5. That's patient. See what happens. Patient, we're looking at a lefty side here. So 1-58 is good news. And that's a 58. That's a hit by pitch. Uh-oh. Araujo is ejected. Both benches were warned earlier on when the pitcher was hit. And Eichhoff's been coming up and in on the Mets all day. And it was Carlos Torres, I believe, who hit. And I can go back and check that. I believe it was Carlos Torres who hit Eichhoff. Let me double check. Yeah. And then both pitchers were warned, so Araujo is out of here. He's thrown out. He's thrown out of the game. He's ejected. And it's Cespedes. And it's going to be Genmar Gomez to pitch to Cespedes. Genmar Gomez coming in. And Araujo has a few choice words that cannot be repeated here on the air for the umpire. And it's going to be Genmar Gomez in what is an 8-4 game with the tying run on deck. The tying run is Danny Murphy on deck right now, but let's see what happens with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Mets have scored 3 so far. Genmar Gomez, that's a 7 in play. So in play, it's a 1-33 is a hit, and that's a 0-4. That's going to be, oh, wrong card. That's going to be a deep drive to center field. 1 hops the wall. All runners is going to score. In comes Kadire, followed by Granderson, and it's a 2-run double. Makes the score 8-6 now. So Cespedes has got a hold of one and crushed it, 1 hop to the wall. And that's a 2-run double for Cespedes. That's going to be Danny Murphy now. It's an 8-6 ball game. Danny Murphy stands at the plate. Lefty hitting Danny Murphy as the tying run. So the Mets down 8-1 here in the bottom of the 8th have scored 5 runs. It's going to be Genmar Gomez going up against the lefty. I don't know that we have another lefty that we can bring in here to face, let's see who, no. We have Jake Diekman. He pitched 41 games. We can bring him in. Adam Morgan, he was a starter. Got a lot of pitchers here. That's what I love about, let me show you. That's what I love about this game. I'm buying up every single season that Joe has from Payoff Pitch, because this is great. A plethora of opportunity to manage here. All right, these are all my pitchers plus extra players that he sends you. So Diekman, or Dykman, I guess it's Diekman, I don't know. He's going to come in. Jake Diekman is going to pitch to lefty Daniel Murphy. So we're going to have to add this sub because I don't think I had him in there. Jake, and it's going to be Diekman, lefty. So we're going to look on the left side of yes, we're going to look on the left side of Daniel Murphy's card. All right, there it goes. It's an 8. That's patient. Oh, it's a 1 to 47 opportunity for a hit, and that's an 85, and that's not going to happen. No, actually, it was a patient would have been a 1 to 40 opportunity on the left side. Looking at Daniel Murphy's left side of his card, that's an 85. That's well out of the hit range and into the out range, and it's a weak grounder to second base. And Murphy throws his bat. Not happy with himself. Swung at a pitch that was not a very good one. And the Mets score 5 runs in the bottom of the 8th, and it's an 8-6 ball game. And in the top of the 9th, the Mets are going to bring in Jerry Familia to keep it at 8-6. You never know what can happen in the bottom of the 9th here at Citi Field. So it's going to be Andres Blanco. He's 3 for 4. He's single, a home run, and a double. And that's a 6. That's tough. A 93. Tough 93. And that's going to be a fly ball to left. Gadire there. Cameron Rupp now. Cameron Rupp is 4 for 4. And that's a 6. That's tough. And that's a 61. A tough 61 is a line drive base hit. 5 for 5 for Cameron Rupp. My God. All right. That doesn't happen very often. This game has a lot of events that don't happen very often, particularly scoring 5 runs in the bottom of the 8th like that. All right, so Jerry Familia with Rupp on at first. Rupp is 5 for 5 on the day, and it's Galvis 7. We're looking for a double play for the Mets to get out of this 0-2. A tough 0-2 is going to be a strikeout, so Galvis goes down swinging. And now it's going to be pinch hitter. Pinch hitter for, it's going to be rough. Actually, Dominic Brown, lefty. Dominic Brown is going to pinch hit. Dom Brown. And Rupp is on at first. There's a pitch from Familia. That's a 5. So that's patient. And that's a 91, a patient 91, takes us to the out range, and that's going to be line drive caught by second baseman Kelly Johnson. All right, so at the bottom of the 9th, we're going to bring in the closer. Phil's going to bring in their closer, see if he can put this away. I got a Kenny Giles as their closer right now. He only has 15 saves, but I think towards the end of the season it was Kenny Giles. I know it was Papelbon or Giles, but we're going to go with Giles right now. I'm not going to look it up. All right, so it's David Wright. And that's a 9. That's a tough. David Wright, a 68. A tough 68 is a ground to second. Kelly Johnson, lefty. That's a 10. That's tough. And that's a 12. And that's to be a strikeout. 2 away. And Travis d'Arnaud, a 10, again, tough. And that's a 69. A 69 is going to be line drive caught by Cesar Hernandez at second base for out number 3. So the Mets made it exciting, but they lose it by a score of 8-6. Line score for the Phillies: 8 runs, 15 hits, 1 error, 10 left on base. The Mets: 6 runs, 11 hits, 1 error, 9 left on base. Cologne takes his 13th loss of the year. He's 8-13 now, and he got banged up a bit. He got slapped around. I don't have his data right now, but he gave up at least 4 runs in two. Wait a second. Let me go back to that 5th inning. Go back to the 5th inning and see. Cologne. Hernandez grounds out. strikes out. Then there was a medium double. It was Frank Gore hits a line drive. Home run. There's Blanco. Yeah, Blanco homered off of Cologne. So Cologne gave up all those runs gave up 4 runs in basically 5 innings. So he had a tough time of it. And that's about it for start number 27. I hope you enjoyed the broadcast.